Hi, it's four pupils and parents. I hope you're all safe and well. I'm missing you loads and looking forward to reconnecting when you come back to Holyrood, hopefully sooner rather than later. The purpose of this presentation is to look ahead to brighter days, God willing, when you'll be back with us as fifth year pupils, wearing your blazer and your senior tie with pride, and enjoying your new learning, your new classes and socialising with your friends. The starting point for tonight is to roadmap really the next stages of your journey with us in Holyrood. Crucially, you'll make the key decisions about the turns you'll take, but it's really important that you follow a path that leads to a positive, sustained destination when you leave us. I must stress at this point, I would only be comfortable waving you off into the sunset if it's the best decision for you and your family, whether that's at the end of 6th year or sooner. During this presentation, I will outline for you your curricular journey from 4th year into 5th year, with one eye on 6th year. Miss Madden will talk you through the operational element of the options capture in these trying times. And Mrs Boyle will outline for you the various support you'll receive during this process into the spring, as well as top up and reach when you leave us. Hi folks, I'm now going to talk you through our curricular pathway and journey from 4th year into 5th year, Holyrood. So, if we just move on the slide. The 5th year curriculum is going to look quite distinct. Pupils are going to study 5 subjects in the national qualifications, and that really gives us a personalisation and choice. Building on our kind of talents and interests in our subject areas. Pupils will have free choice, and that's something that's quite specific to Holyrood, a real bonus of being in Holyrood compared to other schools. And you get to choose your 5 best subjects. So really want you to think about relevance to future pathways, and you ensure progression and building on your prior learning when you're picking your 5 subjects. Pupils will have 6 periods of their chosen subjects a week, so you get to develop a real deep learning in a specialised environment. And crucially, you'll still have 2 periods of ARIA week and a period of personalised support that will either look like a PSC session or an assembly with myself. It's strongly recommended to pupils that you choose subjects that you've already studied in 4th year, and that will give you the best opportunity for securing quality passes in 5th year. This, dovetailed with a knowledge of potential pathways post-school, makes you the best decision making when it comes to 5th year. And as always, as Mrs Boyle and Miss Mann have spoken about, you'll get support every step of the way when you're making these subject choices. 4th year tracking is very relevant when you're making your subject choices. If it was me, I would be looking to pick the 5 best subjects for my tracking in December. These are going to indicate for you back in December the current level that you're working at. This infographic people have seen I don't know many million times. This shows the pathways from 4th year into 5th year and into 6th year, and shows your journey in Holyrood, whether that's from National 3 to Form 5, or whether that's from National 4 to National 5 as a 5th year, higher as a 6th year, or whether that's National 5 as a 4th year, higher as a 5th year, and advanced higher as a 6th year. This diagram shows the plethora of courses that are available in Holyrood Secondary. And I think you'll agree there's loads there, loads of different options for different people at different levels. And again, a real wide range of subjects there. As well as obviously the subjects that have been delivered in Holyrood Secondary, we have a lot of outside partners that help us with our provision and to encourage a more vocational pathway as well. One of these kind of key changes into the senior phase will be looking at foundation apprenticeships. Foundation apprenticeships start in 5th year, and they're usually a 2-year course, and it's very kind of work-based experiential learning. So, and it's also equivalent to what would be a higher, so level 6. You spend time at college and with an employer, and your time at college is usually a Tuesday and a Thursday afternoon. And as a 6th year, you would spend a lot of time in a work placement, which usually leads to really a positive outcome, working alongside that employer and that pathway. Behind me are a really exhaustive list of foundation apprenticeship pathways, and you can see there's a whole range of stuff from engineering to kind of social services, financial skills and services, all the way through to IT and through to sciences at the bottom there. There's also some college courses as well as foundation apprenticeships that are available for young people, and they're available at City of Glasgow, Kelvin and Clyde colleges. These courses are available at 3 different levels, 4, 5 and 6, and they're obviously equivalent to the national 4, 5 and 6. These again take place at a variety of locations across the city and take place again on a Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, so they're block timetabled. Transport's provided for those pupils who are successful in obtaining a place in these courses, so you don't need to worry about pupils getting there. and there's no real danger of them missing out on any other other subjects. And the courses are available behind me here. Again, if you're looking for any more information on college courses, we can give you the prospectus. I'll upload that to the 4th-year teams page so that all our pupils can have a look at that before they make a decision. I'm now going to take you through a couple of learner journeys. And you'll remember from the last information, even last season, I went through this with you and spoke about learner journey relevant to the pupil and their expertise and experience. Grace, who's completely anecdotal, even though I've got 3 Graces in 4th year, Grace is hoping to study veterinary medicine. She leaves school at the end of S6. You can see from her 4th year tracking report on the left hand side that she's done very well, in particular in biology, PE and Spanish, where she's tracked out scoring an A, as well as her maths and chemistry at A. And again, obviously, our English is tracked at a B and our physics is tracked at a C. So our 5th year study, to make sense for Grace, would be hires at English, maths, biology, chemistry, and notably Spanish. And I want you to think about that. Grace needs 5 passes if she looks at the prospectus from university, at 4 A's and a B, with chemistry and biology, but she only needs either physics or maths. So in this case, Grace is obviously prioritising maths because she got an A for her maths in her tracking report, and is thinking she'd get a better chance of securing a quality pass in maths. The 5th hire, believe it or not, obviously Spanish in this context, even though she's doing veterinary science, and the thinking about medicine, and the thinking behind that is she managed to get an A in her Spanish at the tracking, so the hope is that she would translate that pass into a pass at higher level. Our next pupil's James. Again, there's 2 Jameses in 4th year. This probably sums the 2 of them up. They enjoy more practical subjects at school. He's interested in sport and considering coaching and personal training as a possible career when he leaves school. His tracking scores on the left hand side here. Again, you can see that he's studying at all National 5 levels, but there's a mixed bag in terms of the tracking score. With his maths and physics in particular, he's not actually on track to pass. So James's pathway into 5th year is slightly different. James is going to be building on his quality pass and his tracking in English National 5 to do his higher in English. He's going to build on his real quality pass in music to get to do his higher in music and in PE. And he's also looking to build on that practical quality of experience that he's got and do his art at higher. But crucially, James is also going to do a college course next season. And the college course is an introduction to sport, fitness and outdoor education at level 5. And that will really think about giving him a positive pathway moving forward. Lastly, Abdul is not sure what he wants to do when he leaves school. Much maybe like the 2 Abduls in our year. However, he feels it's best to keep his options open and as wide as possible when making his 5th year options. So if you look at Abdul's study down the left hand side in 4th year, he's currently obviously passing his English at National 4, and the rest of his qualifications he's passing at National 5. So that translates into the other side of the page where he thinks about his 5th year qualifications, and unusually here Abdul's not choosing his 5 strongest. He's choosing to keep his English and proceeding with National 5 as a level, purely because he wants to keep his option open. Him and his family have agreed on that. But crucially, he's picked other subjects where he thinks he's got a real opportunity of scoring high quality passes, notably French, maths, graphics and history. And ultimately, Abdul's made the decision that he wants to think about taking business as a 6th year for his hire. So next stage in terms of important dates, S4 into S5 virtual options information goes live on the 18th of February, so hopefully you'll be watching this on the 18th of February. Your 4th year into 5th year assembly is going to be on Friday the 19th of February, and again I'm going to add pupils into that. I'm going to hopefully do 3 assemblies at different points of the day to give pupils a chance to access that. The S4 into S5 online options form goes live on Monday the 22nd of February, and you'll see that on the Teams page. You'll have a chance to fill that in and return it to us. Interviews with Miss Madden, Mrs Boyle and myself will happen via Teams the week after that, on Monday the 29th of February. And again, any pupil obviously is entitled to an interview. However, we will be having dialogue with young people as they resubmit their options forms. Interviews with SDS, with Skills Development Scotland, will be by appointment via Teams, and that again will be from Monday the 29th of February, with the whole options capture concluded by the time that we end on Friday the 26th of March. Thanks for listening, folks.
You will be sent an options link via the S4 Teams page. You should click on the link and complete your options form before the 29th of February. You will thereafter be invited again via the S4 Teams page to an options interview with either Mr Roy, Mrs Boyle or myself. If you require an interview with SDS, Skills Development Scotland, ahead of your interview, please contact Mr. Roy, Mrs. Boyle, or myself via email as soon as possible.
Hello, my name's Bernadette Boyle. I'm one of the principal teachers of pastoral care for our 4th year team in Holyrood. Right, some of the support that the pupils have had up to now, they've had one-to-one meetings with their principal teacher or their deputy, just for selected groups of our young people, the ones that are not on track from the October tracking. Our enhanced support group met in December for some of our hard-to-reach young people, and since lockdown, we've had several things. First, we've had phone call check-ins to our most vulnerable pupils. We've had regular class check-ins for every pupil via Teams. There are ongoing tracking meetings, particularly after the January interim report. We've had phone calls. The team availability, we're online every day on a daily basis. That's both Miss Madden and myself, as well as Mr. Roy. We've got a school hub. However, there's a very small group of pupils who are struggling badly at home, or they're children of key workers, or they're our vulnerable pupils. And I would say maybe a group of 25 in the school maximum. We've also got daily posts on our 4th year teams, so the pupils should be making sure that they're checking that every day. And quite an important point to make, if you've got any concerns about your child, please refer them to obviously the GP, but get in touch with us to see if we can arrange a school counselling session with them. The teacher-pupil engagement has generally been very good in Holyrood. Just to let you know that the staff record all instances where pupils are not engaging in their online sessions or that they've not returned any tasks. Tasks are also known as assignments. This information is then sent to the principal teacher of pastoral and a deputy, who we then call the parent, perhaps speak to the pupil. We could send a group call, or sometimes we contact the pupil directly on Teams. Staff have also been emailing pupils directly, so please ensure that they're checking their emails in their Glow or their Outlook. If there's any Wi-Fi issues, pupils should contact the principal teacher of pastoral, who will then issue a dongle. Right. Due to the current circumstances, we can't offer supported study, but there's certain resources that you can access. The National e-learning resource can be found online, and that's SGOIL or West OS. If you just type that into your browser, there's a whole array of resources there. It's designed and delivered by teachers. There's a wide variety of daytime and evening classes on almost all subjects at all levels. Our Easter School won't be available, I doubt, this year, but there's Easter School available at both West and Esquoyle. Pupils can also study their SQA past papers as they would, and also, of course, use the resource, the valuable resource of their teacher, to email their teacher for extension work. Speak about future support for our 4th years. If you look at any of the university websites, they may refer to widening participation, or it's also known as widening access programmes. And in Holyrood, we have 2 big programmes, our Reach and our Top Up programme, and both will give certain students an adjusted entry when applying to university. So our Reach Scotland is actually a pre-entry programme. Just as the slide said, it targets 4 to 6 years wishing to pursue a degree in some of our major universities there. As part of the Widening Access programme, for all pupils, particularly those from the 40% most deprived areas in Scotland, but not exclusively. So there's other criteria that you'll see in the next few slides. The Reach programme is very specific. It targets 7 professions, probably the most high tariff professions in Scotland, and that includes dentistry, law, medicine, being a vet, engineering, accountancy and teaching. Both are running together. We're actually starting in Holyrood at the start of March. I've already got 22 names. I'm looking for some more. If pupils are eligible, that's ready to go. So if your child is interested and eligible, send their name to myself, please. And further information, of course, can be found in the 4th year teams page. Okay, you'll see this very specific criteria for being eligible for the REACH programme. They have to be eligible just for one of them, and then they can be admitted if they're interested in one of those 7 professions. So it depends on if they're on a priority postcode or not. And there's an example of where to find out if your postcode is priority. Just type in simd.scot, that's the most up-to-date one. If the pupil is care experienced, if they're a young carer, an asylum seeker, refugee, if they're in receipt of free school meals. Now, you've still got time. If you think you're eligible to apply for free school meals, please do. It means that the pupils will be eligible for not only REACH, but next year's programmes as well, whether or no they take up the offer of the free school meals. And also, the last one is exceptional circumstances that may prevent a pupil from achieving their potential. An important point, pupils should be aware of the course requirements, which vary between different universities. Make sure they're studying the correct subjects. I would like to look at next year, so we're fast forward into 6th year where the top-up programme is available. It's another widening access pre-entry programme, and it's not just exclusive to a certain faculty. For example, it's all faculty, so any degree the pupil can apply for top-up. And again, it's the same criteria as we've just spoke about in the last slide. And the beauty of this is they get an adjusted entry offer from the universities if they're successful in passing the top-up and the REACH programme, and it could be a 2-grade reduction as well, so very worthwhile in applying for them, but the top-up's not until next year.
You will be sent an options link via the S4 Teams page. You should click on the link and complete your options form before the 29th of February. You will thereafter be invited again via the S4 Teams page to an options interview with either Mr. Roy, Mrs. Boyle, or myself. If you require an interview with SDS, Skills Development Scotland, ahead of your interview, please contact Mr. Roy, Mrs. Boyle, or myself via email as soon as possible.